Over 70 junior golfers were in St Andrews to compete in the Stephen Gallacher Foundation Fairmont Opens for boys and girls. The Torrance course, which regularly hosts events for the DP World Tour, was in fine condition and would provide a tough test for the golfers in fair but breezy conditions. With the weather set to turn on day 3, the decision was made to curtail the tournament to 36 holes, and anyone who watched the Friday action from this year's Durnhill Links tournament, also in town in the same week, could only agree that the correct decision was made. So let's take a look at how the girls' tournament unfolded over the course of the second and now final round. Zoe Davidson had a solid opening round but found the going a little tougher on day 2. However, this was a nice putt to save her par with a 3 on the 8th, and she would finish in 7th place. There were a number of players from overseas in the field, such as Constanza Franzinelli from Italy. Here, some nice approach play would help her finish tied for 5th. She would share that with Ava Graham from Elderslie in Renfrewshire, here holing out on the 18th for a nice par to finish her round. Going a bit better than that was Charlotte Eichhorn from Germany. She'd played well earlier in the year at the Foundation's Dundonald Masters, finishing as runner-up to playing partner for today, Freya Russell. A nice tee shot here at the 8th, on the way to a 4th place finish this time. By the time this group had reached the 12th, Freya Russell was looking good to add to her impressive haul of trophies this season, although missing the green this time with her approach at the par 5. The third golfer in the group was Sophia McGee from Lancaster in the north of England. She'd started round 2 just 2 shots behind Freya, but was struggling to stay in touch. A nice approach though here on 12. Up to the green, and Freya, well, having missed the green, showing her quality by chipping on, tapping in for par. Looking to gate crash the leaders' party was Evie McCallum from Dunfermline. A great birdie, coming up behind the leaders on the 12th. And that would help her to a 3rd place finish for the tournament at the end of 2 days' play. 3 shots ahead of Charlotte Eichhorn. Sophia McGee was trying her best to stay in touch with Freya. Here, a great recovery shot from the rough on 14, but the gap was opening up just a little bit too much. Although Sophia can be proud of her runner-up spot, and absolutely no shame finishing in 2nd place behind Freya. This was her 3rd shot at the final hole, the par 5. Chipping on nicely and setting up a birdie opportunity. Could she finish in style? Absolutely. A fantastic season for the golfer from Troon, representing her country and securing more than a few titles along the way. Congratulations to Freya Russell, winner of the Stephen Gallacher Foundation Fairmont Girls Open. And so to the boys' tournament, which also had many players from other countries taking part. This is Sweden's Emil Hoffman with a nice birdie on the 12th, helping him towards a top 20 finish, tied 19th. All the way from Germany, Moritz Walz had a solid 2 days. This was his 3rd shot at 18. Remember, it's a par 5, landing right next to the hole. With the weather pretty settled, it was difficult to take in that the 3rd day would be cancelled. But Moritz taking advantage, rolling in a nice birdie putt, checking the camera was on, and he would finish in 8th place. Scottish boys champion Fraser Laird from Kemnay, here on the 12th, well, he played much better on day 2 after a sluggish start on day 1, and ended the tournament in 7th spot. All the way down from Fortrose and Rosemarkie in the Highlands, this is Jack Mann he was also going along steadily on his way to tie for 4th place. So close to going 1 shot better with this lengthy birdie attempt at 8. That 4th place was shared with Ewan Farquhar from the new club in St Andrews, who managed to evade the camera, and also Jake Johnson from Royal Burgess, who we can see rolling in a nice par putt at 12. Jake will have been disappointed with his finish after playing the front 9 and 2 under, but a solid finish for him. Now this is Callum Bruce from D-side, who was playing some great golf from tee to green, even when missing the green like he did there on 8. Still a nice touch with the wedge. And what about this for an approach on 13? A fantastic shot. Unfortunately though, his putter was absolutely stone cold, which was to prove costly in his bid for the title, and he would have to settle for 3rd place. Another golfer from the northeast was going slightly better though, Newmarker's Scott Spark. He was level par after day 1, but had put together an impressive second round. And as he came onto the green on the 18th, he had a birdie putt for a second day 69 to finish at 3 under. Just rolling past, so he would have to settle for a par on 18, a 2 under total, and a long wait to see if anybody could match or beat his total. Step forward, Kobe Buchan. Another golfer from Aberdeenshire, playing out of Cruden Bay. There was a pattern to his round, at least in front of camera. Starting the day leading at 1 under, he was finding the greens okay, but he certainly wasn't holding back with his putts, leaving himself with more than a few of 3, 4 or 5 feet. A par here secured at 13. As time and again he would roll in these awkward putts as if they were mere tap-ins. Nicely done again to save par here on the 15th. Now whether or not he was aware that he needed to birdie the last to force a playoff, we're not sure. But what a fantastic approach he played from the rough to leave, well, another one of those putts. Once again though, absolutely no problem for Kobe as he rolled it in. And just like that, we were back up onto the first for a sudden death playoff. Scott Spark had pushed his drive left and stayed over that side with his approach to the green, coming up short and landing after a bounce into the hazard. No such problem for Kobe though. He'd found the fairway with a good drive and his approach, well, cutting the corner a touch, but landing nicely on the green. He's there in 2. Spectators and fellow competitors alike followed the action. Now Scott Spark chose to just play out the hazard and was a little bit bold, flying the green, catching the bush. And this is what he'd left himself for his 4th shot. Remember, Kobe Buchan on the green in 2, but he dug that out magnificently, you have to say. Fighting all the way, Scott Spark. That ball just rolling on a touch. Well, it was looking like a tall order. Kobe could win with this birdie attempt, but just rolling on and just rolling past again. Well, a little bit closer than some of the other putts we've seen him had to hole today, but certainly no gimme. Could Scott Spark apply a bit of pressure by holing out for, well, one of the best bogeys you'll ever see, I think, if this was to go in? And it did, it was never anywhere else. A 5, which meant that Kobe Buchan had to hole his par putt if he was to take the title. Great effort there from Scott. But could Kobe see it home? Well, we should have expected that really after seeing his other putts today. And a great victory on the first extra playoff hole for Kobe Buchan the Stephen Gallacher Foundation Fairmont Boys Open Champion 2022. A great tournament at a fantastic venue. Congratulations once again to Freya and Kobe for their wins here in St Andrews.